You will never escape your addiction until you understand this. Addiction is a symptom of something else. The reason that you're addicted is because something has occurred in your life. You're using your addiction as a coping mechanism. Maybe something happened in your childhood. Maybe it is behavior patterns that you picked up from your parents. Maybe it came from your friends. Maybe it's an emotion. So you need to understand that the addiction itself comes from something else. You need to get to the root of it. The moment you get to the root and you can pick, okay, this addiction, for example, smoking started from seeing my parents smoke, or it started because I became too stressed because of life situations. Getting to the root core of the addiction is critical. The moment you do that, then you are 50% there. But if you think you're addicted because for no reason, or you're just addicted for, let's say, something that's not substantial, then you're going to run the cycle over and over and over again. So understanding the root cause, understanding that the addiction is a symptom of something, is the most important step you're going to take to breaking the addiction. Now, what you have to understand is you have to be honest with your struggles. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Don't try to make it look like, oh, now I'm okay. I'm not struggling. I got it under control. The moment you start to do that, the addiction is going to run longer and longer and longer. You need to put your hands up. Be honest. I am addicted. I am struggling. I've been trying to escape this for years. That is what you have to, the point you need to get to first and foremost. Because only from a position of surrendering, only from being in a position of being honest with yourself, is where you can actually start to evolve and overcome it. But if you're in denial, if you think you still got control, if you think, oh no, it's not that deep in that, I can stop anytime I want, then the show's gonna go on and on and on. There will never be an end to it. First and most important step is surrendering. Admit to your struggles. Whenever you go to a rehab center or AA meeting, wherever place you go to in order to overcome your addiction, the first thing is to admit it. I am struggling. This is very difficult. I don't know what to do. It's only then the answer will come. It's only then you can get support. It's only then people will help you. But if you're continuously fighting off people, telling people everything is good, and you're masking it, you're using it as a coping mechanism, then the struggle shall and will continue. Be honest to yourself, man. You can lie to other people, but you can't lie to yourself. You know the truth. You know that you're struggling. Being disciplined is not the answer. I know you think that, oh, I just need to be disciplined. If I become disciplined, everything will work out. Like, that's all it takes. No. Being disciplined is important, but it's not the answer to your problems. There's more to it. Because, like I said, if you're not aware of the origin, if you're not aware of the purpose behind what it is that you're doing, it doesn't matter how disciplined you are, you're never going to fully grasp it. Being disciplined is very important. One of the most important steps you can take. But having purpose and knowing the reason why you're in the position you're at right now, and knowing what it is that you want, your purpose, is far more important, because that's the direction, that's the energy, that's the fuel you're going to need in order to overcome yourself, in order to be the best version of yourself and achieve your goals. Right? Discipline is critical, but purpose is the foundation. Like, where can you go without purpose? Without purpose, there is no direction. Do you understand? Your purpose is the most important thing. Discipline comes from purpose. You're not going to be disciplined if you do not have a strong purpose. The major step you need to take in order to move forward is changing your environment. Your environment dictates everything, dictates your emotions, dictates your behavior, dictates pretty much your life. If you're in a toxic environment meaning people, area, workplace, wherever that may be, then how do you expect to progress? How do you expect to evolve when you're in a position where things are working against you. People are working against you. Situations are against you. Your environment is everything. Even a seed, whether it's a fruit or whatever, you plant it in an infertile environment, it's not going to germinate. If you take that same seed and you put it into a fertile ground, it will germinate. That in itself shows you the significance of your environment. But if you think you're gonna overcome your environment, you're gonna overcome these negative people, you're gonna continuously be around in the same place and think that you're gonna make progress, then you're in for a shock. Change environment. Lock people off who are not serving you. Lock people off who are not for you. Change workplace. Move area. Whatever you need to do in order for yourself to progress, that's the move you gotta make. If not, over and over again, you're gonna be stuck in cycles. You're gonna think that one day you're gonna escape, but the reality is not that. You understand? So find better environment, people, workplaces, area. Pay attention to it all. Silence makes things worse. If you stay quiet, if you don't speak up, if you're trying to fight these battles, these demons and addictions by yourself, you're going to be in for a big surprise, bro. You're going to be fighting for a long, long, long time without any results. We're social beings, we're humans, we need each other. You could talk to someone who's got information that you don't have. Whenever you need to get something off your chest and you speak to another person, that right there is going to help and make you feel better. But if you isolate yourself, if you stay in your room, and you think that, okay, by me simply thinking my way out of this, or I don't need to speak to anyone, then what's going to happen is that you're going to suffer more and more and more. It's going to be even more difficult for you. It's going to be even harder for you than having a environment or being amongst people who are supporting you. I understand it's difficult to speak up. I understand sometimes, you feel like no one understands and you're by yourself. But the reality is, people are willing to help. And the reality is, you're going to overcome your situation better, quicker, in a more healthier way when you speak and communicate with people. It doesn't need to be necessarily your friend, it doesn't need to be a parent, it could be a stranger, it could be a therapist, it could be anyone. Humans are there to help you, but you have to be willing to ask. You have to put your pride and ego aside and willing to ask for help and get yourself outside your comfort zone, which is your house, your room. You understand? This is how you escape. You don't need motivation. You need a stronger purpose. See, motivation comes and goes. There's days you feel motivated, there are days you don't feel motivated. Just like any other person in the world, a successful person, an unsuccessful person, an athlete, someone who's not athlete, it's all the same. There's moments where you feel motivated and there's moments where you don't feel motivated. But what's going to keep you going is a strong purpose. You're doing this for your family, you're doing this for something beyond yourself. That is what's going to keep the ball rolling. That's what's going to keep you going. Nobody is motivated every single time. The people who show up all the time have a strong purpose, something deep within their heart for their country, for their family, something beyond themselves most of the time. Because, like I always say, it's easy to let yourself down. It's very difficult to let your family down, your child down, your country down. It's very difficult to let something outside of yourself down. So when you think of the purpose behind your actions, think beyond yourself. That's what's going to give you the ultimate purpose. And once you have that purpose, it's not even about how you feel anymore. Yet you find yourself showing up when you don't feel like it. You find yourself putting in the work consistently because it's bigger than you. But when it's just about you, when it's just about how you feel, when it's just about how you look, then you're going to do it sometimes you're not going to do it. So in finding your purpose, look for things beyond yourself. That is the ultimate thing that's going to keep you going until you reach your destination. Look beyond yourself. Replacing your addiction is the only way to overcome them. You're not going to stop an addiction by simply saying, I don't want to do this anymore. That feeling, that emotion is still going to be there. So in order for you to beat your addiction, you need to replace it with an alternative. And the alternative needs to be greater. The alternative needs to be something positive, something that you still get that sense of fulfillment. So Every single addiction has an alternative that is positive. So, for example, smoking. If you're a smoker, what you can do is breath work, box to box breathing. There's different types of breath work that will still give you that sensation, that will give you that euphoric feeling or that stress relief, whatever it is that you're looking for. You understand? For every addiction you have, there's a positive alternative. Find the positive alternative that works for you, the one that makes you feel good, the one that makes you feel satisfied. But thinking that you're going to overcome your addiction by simply stopping it and then having nothing, that's like you have to fill the void, you have to fill the emptiness. If not, that emotion is still going to be there, the thought's still going to be there, then eventually going to give in and go back to your old self. But if you got something that's better, something that makes you feel even better than your addiction, and it's actually good for you, then that's it. It's game over. The addiction can no longer contain you. You're finally free of this compulsion. You're free of this continuous thought and emotion. So look into positive alternative to your addiction, and you'll find yourself finally being relieved from them and from it. Relapsing is part of the journey. You don't need to beat yourself up. You don't need to tell yourself that you're an idiot and be hard on yourself. Relapsing is literally part of the journey. Don't think that because you stopped a habit for a period of time, a week or a month, that's it. There's no more war. The war's over. You finally won. No, you might stop a habit for a month or 6 months, and then one day you find yourself back doing the thing that you did not want to do. Now, where people go wrong is they think, oh, okay, like that's it. I failed. There's no point. I'm a loser. Let me just go back into my old self and now let me go back into this old habit. No, you slipped up, but you can pick yourself back up again and then go. That's all it is. You slip and you catch yourself. You slip, you catch yourself until you get to a point where you no longer even have the thought. You no longer have that battle. But if you let that slip dictate your journey, dictate how you feel, and dictate the fact that you have actually made progress, then you're always going to go back into your old self. That's the truth. Slipping up is part of it. We're all going to slip. You could be your addiction for 2 years, and after 2 or 3 years, you slip up. That doesn't mean like, yo, all of that's gone to waste. That doesn't mean that you didn't make the progress. It just means that you slipped up and you go again. Just like life, there's place times where you have obstacles, you fall short, but it's all about coming back to your senses, going back into the progress, thinking about, you know what I'm saying, the journey that how far you've come. That's the real game. So don't let no slip ups, don't let no like little hiccups make you feel like you failed or make you abandon the mission. The show goes on. You are not alone. You're not alone in your addiction. You're not alone in your suffering. You're not alone as a human being. You see, the suffering really arises from thinking and feeling that you are the only person going through whatever it is that you're going through. But the fact is, the whole world is going through something. Every single person is fighting demons. Every person is fighting addiction. Every single person is battling something. Knowing that is very important because the moment you realize that, oh, we're all suffering, oh, we're all fighting, then it kind of makes you feel a bit relaxed and relieved in that. But if you think everyone's life is going perfect, you feel like, everyone's got it figured out, and it's only you that's suffering, it's only you that's going through it, it's only you that's suffering mentally or whatever situation you have, then it becomes 10 times, 100 times worse. You're not the only one that's going through it, bro. You're not the only one that's suffering. Every person, no matter how they look, no matter how they present themselves, no matter how, you know, they may appear online or the way they carry themselves, they are suffering. There's not a person in this world that's not suffering. Suffering is a part of life, something that we can't avoid, something that we do in order to become better. Suffering is the only way to evolve. You understand? So remember, you are not alone. Remember, we're all going through it. Talk to a friend, talk to someone who you feel understands you, but don't ever feel like it's only you, because your situation is only as big as you make of it. If you think the whole world's got it perfect and you're the only one suffering, then you're in hell. You're going to continue to suffer. But when you remember or remind yourself that, yo, we're all going through it, then it becomes easier. So always remember that. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Make sure to, of course, engage in the comments and let me know what you want to see next. And keep fighting the addiction, man. It never ends.